Hello, everybody. This is Demia Avery of the Demia Avery Show. Thank you so much for joining in on today's podcast. Now, listen, if you are older, if you are 35 years old or older, and you have dreams to be in the entertainment industry, or you're already in the entertainment industry and you're finding a little harder because you're of an older age, make sure you stick around to this podcast because the industry will make you feel like you have missed your moment, or it would make you feel like there's some type of imaginary deadline on your dreams. And we all know that that is a big fat lie. So make sure you stick around. And also, I wanted to make sure that you understand that being older has some benefits. Some of the best stories are being told when you're older, the best moments. You have more emotional experience to capture anything in your artistry. So again, make sure you stick around and join me. Let's have some grown folks talk today. All right.
Lights, camera, action. Let's shine tonight. Big dreams, big names, and the vibe feels right. We talk passion, purpose, power, and goals. Stories you ain't never been told. It's the Demia Avery Show. Oh, you already know.
All right, guys, thank you so much for sticking around. We got a lot to cover today. If you haven't checked out my interview with Coffee Brown, remember the R&B group, After the Party, make sure you go back and you check that out, like and share, do all of that stuff. So I wanted to do something different a little today. We're going to have some more interviews either later on in the week or next week. But today, I want to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. Now, many of you know that I am not 20 years old. I am not 30 years old. I am not 40 years old. I'm in my 50s going into my 60s, and I am still climbing. I'm still motivated to capture my dreams and go after my dreams. And I want to make sure that you know that you can do the same thing. Yes, it gets hard. Yes, it's a little different now. Responsibilities are different, but it's not impossible. So I just want to share some things that I hope that would help you continue on with your dreams, especially maybe you just started. Maybe you just wanting to start your music career or your acting career or whatever career, because this could also be it doesn't have to necessarily be for people in the entertainment industry. This could be for someone just wanting to start a new career in general. And maybe some of these tips can help you. So I'm going to have to read these things because if I don't, we'll be talking to next Tuesday. So pardon me for looking down. So the first thing that I want to make sure that you understand that you are not late. You're not too late. You're just seasoned right now. You lived and you loved and you've healed. You've had heartbreak. You have so much experience. So all of that life experience shows up in your artistry. So things that you knew when you were 20 are not the same things that you know now. So you can come from a different place when you're acting or when you're songwriting or even when you're performing. If you live those moments, oh baby, you're going to be fantastic, and stop thinking about age all the time. Stop. And I know it is hard because I remember there were times when in my 30s, I was still wanting to be in the entertainment industry, and I had been trying for a very long time. And I had people say, even though I looked good, let me tell you, I still looked good, but I had people say, you're getting up there in age, maybe you should think about this. Or, oh, you're fantastic. Your voice, because I should sing, your voice is amazing, but you're just you're old now. You're old now. But you know what? We have so many choices now, and we're going to get into that. But, okay. Just remember that all of those things, they show up in your artistry. And remember, if you're singing, audiences can feel real life in a song. They can hear when something is honest. So yeah, it's cool to get up there and sing something that you don't know nothing about, or or just sing something that's of this generation. But it's hard to do that and hard to relate to people. Sometimes I don't know. Tell me how you guys feel about this. I might see an artist that I've loved forever and I love their music, and I know sometimes they have to conform, like they have to sing something that's kind of up to date, and I get it just a little bit, but fans you have forever. And now you have we have social media now, we have the internet now, things that we didn't have back in the day, that you don't have to rely on a record label or things like that to be successful even more. So to be successful, because there are other ways to do it. It's just the way you think about it. And just remember, your talent doesn't expire. You didn't miss your time. You just survived your training. So sometimes we've just been getting prepared. There are people that have been performing for years and they don't get their role until later on in life, so, and then there are people back in the day, how they used to do, people used to lie about their age, like they've been out there literally grinding for years and years and you never knew anything about them, and then all of a sudden they come out and we used to lie about their age. If they were really 30 something, then they would say that they were 20 something so that people would buy their product. But now we don't necessarily have to do that. We can create our own audiences now, because we don't necessarily have to use record labels anymore. And the same way, in a way, that you can do for acting. But let's just get into this. Okay. So the first thing is that one of the things you want to remember is that now you understand the business now. You didn't, you were green at first, and you see how the industry is now. So now, when you were younger, you just wanted somebody to sign you. You didn't care. You didn't read the paperwork. You don't ask questions. You just signed on a dotted line. But at this age, honestly, would you do that? Probably not. It's all about, you be looking at those contracts, and it's all about ownership and publishing and branding. You have a different outlook on things because you have a different way of thinking. You have responsibilities now. So a lot of times you don't make those same mistakes, and you don't buckle under pressure just because you want to be a star. You think about things a little different. So remember that actually now is probably a good time for you to go after those dreams. So don't think of it negatively as if you missed something, because now, hey, but at 42, here it is, at 22, you want a deal. At 42, you want control. Get it? So age bias is real, but money is grown. So this is another thing. Let's be honest. Age bias is real. People will put you in a category because you're older, but labels chase youth. That's the business. But fans chase connection. So you can be older, and if you have those loyal fans, you have these rock bands that have these loyal fans, and they're making money, and they're making hand over fist of money because they have that connection with their fans. So just remember that. And grown people spend money. I know people say, yeah, they don't buy the records, but it's a different age and time. And just, if you think about it differently, the grown people are the ones that's giving the kids the money most of the time. But we also spend things of value. So if we are loyal to you, we are going to spend our money helping promote you. That's just how that goes. So don't confuse what the industry markets with what actually sells. Get it? Okay. So the next thing is your why. Your why. By now, when you were in your early ages, your why is probably different than it is now. So once you remember your why, Why is deeper now. At this stage, you're not just chasing fame. You're chasing legacy, healing, proving something to yourself. If you have children, your kids are watching, you're showing them what it looks like to not quit on yourself. So your why is a lot different. So if you think of it that way, this is the best time. This is the best time. You didn't miss nothing. Okay, so the next thing is fear versus confidence. Now, yes, the fear is different now. You fear starting over, you fear wasting time, but you also have thicker skin now. So you don't fear too much because you've already been through a lot. You've already been through a lot. You're less desperate than you were because you know, okay, if I don't like what this person is saying to me, I can go over to this person. You don't have the same type of urgency anymore. And that confidence will show up in your artistry. You're like, okay, I know I got this, and I know I have options, and I know I can do this, I mean, of course you have things to help you, but you don't have, it's just not the same. It's just not the same. So your confidence is everything. Now, social media, this is the next thing. Social media changed everything. Here's the beautiful part. You don't need permission anymore. You don't need anybody's permission anymore. There are no real gatekeepers anymore. Like I was saying, if we relate this to music, yeah, we had record labels that control every single thing that you did or say and whatever. Now you don't have that. You can do and say what you want. You can perform what you want. You don't have to be like so-and-so. You don't have to look like her. You don't have to look like him. You don't have to be something that you're not. You don't have to talk about things that you don't want to talk about. Because now social media has made it so that you can do and be whoever you want to be. So remember that it is advantages of this day and age that you didn't have back then. So understand that you can build your own audience. You can still make a lot of money. You can make money through social media like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever else is out there. And you can go live, you can have tours, all of that. You don't need permission anymore. I certainly wish social media was around when I was really focused on my career in my early 20s. You can own your own lane. So you don't need to be chosen anymore. You're the choice. So just remember that. All right, redefine making it. Let's talk about success, because making it doesn't only mean Grammys and billboards. And that was one of the things that used to hold me up, because I'm like, oh, I got to get this Grammy. That was the biggest thing, the biggest award. But now you don't necessarily need that, because it might mean now, making it might mean now consistent income from your music or artistry, regional touring, placement, teaching, owning your own masters. You don't think of making it differently now. I used to think, because I wasn't out there on all these stages. Who says I got to be on the biggest stage in the world to make a living, to have my fans, to do all the things that I dreamt of? You don't have to do that anymore. Making it can be whatever it is that you want to be and feel good about it and be at peace with it. And that's another thing. It's peace, freedom. That's success too. If you're doing something that you absolutely love and you get happiness and peace from it, that is actually success. And again, that's a learning lesson for me, because I was all about the award or the rich, I had to be out there with the rich and famous. And it's not necessarily that. Create your own thing, man. All right. So the other thing is, now your network is stronger than it was back then. I mean, you were so busy trying to get a hold of so-and-so, of Motown, of Arista, or you're trying so hard to get into this, into that, and this. But by now you have not combined, you've already built some sort of connections of your own. You just have to utilize them. So everybody knows somebody else. Just remember that. And now, for sure, you know a lot more people than you did back then. So, you have old contacts, real connections. You have a business mindset, which is important. People who trust you, that matters. It really does. So the next thing is protect your energy. Protect your energy. When younger, when you had people around you that may have not always been happy for you, or you have people around you that suck your energy for whatever the reason is. Just please hear me on this part. Now you can have like no dream killers around you. You're smart enough to recognize a person that's bringing you down. You're smart enough to recognize anything that's bringing you down and away from what you're focused on. Your circle, actually, your real circle. I'm not talking about your fans or your Facebook friends, but your real circle should be small and solid, because those are the people that you're going to depend on, and it's okay. Okay, so the world needs grown voices. Yeah, it's great to dance and all of that too, but there are people out there that want to hear what a person that has life experience has to say. Just remember, life after 35, 40, you could be in a happy marriage or whatever, and that's something to talk about. But there's also divorce, there's also grief, there's also starting over, there's also healing. Young artists can't tell a lot of those stories because they're still just learning. You can, and your artistry connects with someone else. So you have people out there that want to feel connected to you. So that's why those old slow jams and stuff like that you listen to, they still hitting, because they connect with what you have been through or what you're going through. So, hey, use it. So if you're over 35 and you're still chasing, hear me when I say this, you're not delusional. You're disciplined. The dream didn't die, it matured. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say to you guys. Dreams do not die. We sometimes just put them aside or push them down or things like that. If you want to go after that dream, if you just want to feel that dream and stuff, you still can have it. There's no reason you can't have it. You just might need to shape your thoughts a little bit. Cool? All right. So if this spoke to you, make sure you subscribe to the Demia Avery Show. We're going to have more moments like this, but soon we're also going to have Jared Avery of the Avery Agency, which is my partner, along with my sister, and she is my sister. We're out of Atlanta, Georgia. And she has a lot to say if you're trying to become an actress or an actor. That is a show coming up for you. We're also going to have Blake Cameron James, which is the young man that plays, I think it's Will Hanson from Welcome to Derry. Welcome to Derry. He's going to be coming on the show. Him and his mother and his father, they're going to be on the show too. So if you want your kids, if you have children that want to get into the entertainment industry, or they'll just give you a lot of tips, things that they have been through. We'll talk to Blake, which is an amazing young man, so talented, but got a great head on his shoulders. Make sure you tune in. So make sure you subscribe so you get that notification bell. That's actually coming up. It should be coming up next week unless something happens. I don't think it will, but it should be coming up next week. Make sure you subscribe. Share this for anyone that needs it. And I love you. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.